it's Mike. Let's mess with some music. I have got a new drum pedal. I've been looking for a drummer, been trying to figure out how to get drums incorporated in my music. And I tried all sorts of different drum methods. You might have seen the finger drum pad and all these things. Well, this is the answer I was looking for. This gives me 11 different types of rhythms, and I can have up to 11 of those all give me 121 choices, right? And amongst those, I can find the things that fit into my songs. I'm going to show you today three parts. First, we're going to look at setting up the drum pedal and the 3-button switch that was going to go into my Spark Live amp, and I'm going to show you how that's all configured. Of course, I'm going to put the guitar into the amp as well. I could also add a microphone, but for this demonstration, we'll just use the guitar and the drum, and we'll see how that all works. We're going to take a look at the software that comes with this that allows you to arrange all these 11 different songs that have 7 different parts to them. And 7 parts, 11 songs, oh my goodness, it's a lot. So the way I use it, I'll show you how I use it with my music, and it's typically going to be 2 different drum rhythms that I'm going to go back and forth between easily with this 3-button switch. So we're going to look at all the features of this. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, so please stick with us. Let's mess with some music. So let's take a look at the setup here that we've put together, the 3-button switch with the Drummer X2 and the Spark Live amp. Let's take a look. I don't get on my knees for everybody. Here we go. So just taking a look at this power here on the top, it calls for 300 milliamps of 9 volt. That's coming out of my Lotkey power supply right into here. It's got just 2 connections coming out. 1/4-inch mono cable going into the back of the amp, and we'll take a look at that, and a control cable, which is an 1/8 inch, that is going into the TC Helicon switch. So all this is being powered off of a battery-powered supply right now, so I'm quite portable. Of course, the Positive Grid Spark Live is also battery-powered, so this is a very portable rig altogether. Let's take a look. So the guitar is plugged into the front. Now this gives us the ability to use all the Spark pedal combinations and control it from my phone, or you can control it here from this dial right here. And of course, you've got all the controls over gain, bass, mid, treble, guitar, the guitar volume, and then music volume, which would be input volume. But on the back, this is where I'm plugging in the drum. I'm plugging it into channel 3, which is part of a stereo pair of channel 3, channel 4. And that has its own separate volume control. So you can control the volume of the drum pedal from the drum pedal itself, or also from here as you're blending the mix. And you can see you also got the microphone connection here, so you could also control microphone. Of course, the Live also gives you the ability to add effects to vocal, and so that's pretty cool. But today we're just going to work with this. Now I've also got a second one here, so if I had a bass guitar that wanted to join in as well, he could plug in here. The thing about coming through the back is you don't get the effects, which is good. We don't want the effects to overlay on the drums, and the bass guitar can come in clean. So that is the setup, as simple as that. So now we're going to take a look at the software that the Mooer Studio that the Drummer X2 uses. And we'll take a good look at how we set up what we want to have available on the device. Now, as you can see, the device disconnected. There's one more thing we do need to connect. A USB cable needs to be connected to the computer from the device. Just plug that in. And then from there, we can get rid of that and connect. There we go. Now we're connected. As we're connected, we can play the drum through through this interface. So if I want to play the Blues 2 that I've got here on song 2, so we can hear what it is we're putting down. Move on to blues 8, and it's going to wait till it gets to the breaking point of it closes the loop, and then it goes over to the next. So it keeps your sync all the way along, right? So that's all good. Let's stop this for now and take a look at what's here. We've got these 11 different types of music. And amongst these different types of music, you can pick a position and put anything in there you want. I want to change that from Pop 05 to jazz, and I want to go to jazz and listen to some different jazz ones. That's not what I want. Let's see, 6, 7. No. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, this one right here. So now that I've got that, all I have to do is save. Now, song 1 has Jazz 08 as the first of the 7 choices for that song. It's as simple as that. You can go down the list all the way through 11 different songs and set up anything you want in here in whatever order that you want it in. And when I do it, I'm only going to use a couple of different drum beats. So for instance, in one of my songs, I'm using blues 2 and blues 8. So that's my song number 2. And so song number 2 is going to play to start. And it's going to go to blues 8 next. And of course, I control that at the switch. So I've got the 3-button switch, and that 3-button switch allows me to do 3 different things. I can go forward on this line here. I can go forward from 1 to 2 to 3. I can go backwards, 2 to back to 2, back to 1. I can tap it 3 times, for instance, and go from 1 to 4 without having to go through each one. So you can get anywhere you need to if you've got good control, and you need to have nice big buttons that are easily separated to do that. If you tried to do it with the Mooer pedal without the extra 3-button switch, what you have to do is press both buttons together to get into the mode for changing, and then you need to change up or down accordingly, and then push both together again. And I've tried that, and what I end up doing is I end up messing up. So the 3-button switch for me was absolutely essential. So this is really all there is to this. You can see that the different things that you pick, if I go to Fusion 11, for instance, the time signature is 7/8. Okay, so there's some variety in here. It's not all 4/4, and so you can find what you're looking for, I believe, in most cases. The speed is determined at the pedal, so the speed is not incorporated into this. So you don't automatically pick up the right tempo when you pick up song 3. For instance, if song 2 is different than song 3, you need to set the tempo on the pedal, and we'll talk more about that. We'll take a look at that and how we do that. So that's it for the software. Now it has programmed all these changes into the pedal, and we can take a look at how we work it from the pedal side. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is on the device itself what you can adjust. And so you have EQ. You have the ability to bend the EQ up and down. You have the sound level, which you can control from here. The speed of the rhythm, and it has a notch on 120. So when you feel the notch, you know you're on 120. You go a little lower, you go a little higher. And then also, of course, you need to be able to adjust that on the fly. And so rather than, and there is no indicator, you can't dial it to 90 or anything. So you have to do it by ear, and you need to do it with the switch. And this switch, the third switch, is there for putting in a new beat, a new speed for the rhythm. And we've got genre and pattern. And genre, let's look this picture of the, on the side over here, they've got the 11 genres listed, and the number of those genres is here. So you've got 11 notches on genre. Now, these notches apply when you're putting in rhythms directly on here. So for instance, if I look at the genres, I see that 1 is pop. So we're on 2, we're going to move to 1. We move to 1, and then we pick pattern number 1. Pattern 1 on genre 1, and this is what we get. Let's play with the speed. So here's the speed at 120. I slow it down. I speed it up. Let's adjust it on the fly, as I'm going to be doing this with my foot normally. Sped it up, slow it down. Want to return to 120. All you need to do is move it away and back into the notch. Okay? When you hit this one, you can have it set up to do that outro, or you can have it just stop. I like the outro. So this is how you adjust these things now. Now, if I wanted to save into this number 1 position, the genre 1, which is pop, and the number 1, which you just heard, I would press this save button, and it would save that into that slot. I'm not going to do that, so I don't want to mess up the what I saved earlier, what you saw me save earlier. Okay, so let's try. What else is there here to show? Now the tap fill. Let's watch this numbers right here. So let's get it going. We're going to go ahead. We'll go into the second slot, into the third slot. Now I can press this one twice quickly and it'll go right back to the first slot. Okay, so that's what we've got. Now let's try it with the guitar and actually playing some music. One other thing to show you is that the setup that we did on the computer is available to us by pressing down on the tap fill button and then rotating the genre to the one you want. So I'm going to go to number 2, and that's going to mean that the stack here of these 7 is in the second row, which is the second song. So you'll hear it's going to be a different sound. Okay, so we want to kick this thing off. I want to slow it down a little bit. So you see, when I move the head, you can see that goes to number 2, changes it. See what number 3 sounds like? Might be a whole nother side of the song there. And the end. So we've shopped around a little bit. We've changed the speed of the rhythm. We've moved up and down the scale. We've adjusted to a different song using the the device itself. You, of course, could do it off of your computer as well if you happen to be in studio mode. But if you're playing out there and you need to be able to adjust, everything is adjustable from here. Remembering this is completely battery operated at this point. Everything from the amp through everything you see here on the pedal board. So this is a really big step for me, that I have something that can really add rhythms to my music, and it's making me better at playing in time. Okay, so playing without any kind of metronome or anything to keep the beat, I was all over the place. I mean, in one song I'd be fast, I'd slow. Something seemed like a fast part, I was going faster and slowing down. Trying to play with other people, it was making them crazy. So a drum is a really important element. I've got it now, and I'm very happy with my Mooer Drummer X2, and hooking it up to a TC Helicon 3-way switch has really answered my needs. So I hope you'll find something similar to this for yourselves. Keep messing with music and come on back now here.